The way the United States manages its borders and visa policies has far-reaching effects on people around the world, especially those dreaming of studying, working, or visiting the U.S. from Asia. Every policy shift can ripple through families, students, workers, and businesses, changing opportunities overnight. In 2025, proposed immigration measures could have a particularly strong impact on certain Asian countries, affecting ordinary people rather than political leaders. While public discussion often focuses on national security or diplomatic concerns, it's important to remember that behind every statistic is a person hoping for a better future. In this video, we explore 7 Asian countries facing stricter U.S. immigration measures and what that might mean for their citizens, students, and families, while aiming to understand the human stories behind the policies. Vietnam, waiting for a response. Vietnam is one of the countries where U.S. immigration authorities have reported challenges with returning individuals who are ordered to leave the country, which can affect new visa approvals. When deported citizens cannot be repatriated promptly, the U.S. sometimes responds by slowing or limiting new visa applications. This has created delays for Vietnamese students hoping to study in America, families looking to reunite, and workers with pending assignments. Travel agencies have seen bookings canceled, and families have faced long waiting periods without clear answers. For many, this policy feels like a barrier to opportunity, even as both governments work to find practical solutions. It's a reminder that immigration rules, though intended to maintain order, can create real obstacles for everyday people pursuing education, work, and connection with loved ones. Cambodia. Families and futures in waiting. In Cambodia, the U.S. has also indicated that the handling of deportation cases has been slower than expected, which could affect visa issuance and travel. Many Cambodians come to the U.S. for work, education, or family reunification, and delays create stress for students preparing to study abroad and families hoping to maintain connections. Visa applications are taking longer, interviews have been rescheduled, and the uncertainty has been challenging for those planning trips. While the policy is framed around administrative efficiency and adherence to processes, it directly impacts the lives of ordinary citizens. Families, small businesses, and students all feel the effects of these delays, showing how global policies are intertwined with personal plans, hopes, and aspirations. Bhutan. Navigating stricter screening. Bhutan, a small and peaceful nation, has also seen its citizens face more careful scrutiny for U.S. visas. Reports suggest that a few cases of overstayed visas or incomplete documentation have prompted a review of procedures, leading to delays for new applicants. Though the numbers are small, the impact is real. Students, tourists, and professionals find themselves waiting longer for approvals or facing additional checks. The Bhutanese government has sought clarification from U.S. authorities to help its citizens navigate the process. For ordinary Bhutanese, these measures feel sudden and confusing, highlighting how immigration policies can affect even countries that rarely make headlines, and how compliance and clarity become essential in maintaining access to international opportunities. Pakistan. Security concerns and education. Pakistan has long had a complex relationship with U.S. immigration and security policies. Proposed stricter measures in 2025 could affect visa issuance, student permits, and travel for ordinary citizens, reflecting concerns about security protocols and past incidents. While these measures are framed as precautions, they create uncertainty for students, professionals, and families seeking to study or work in the U.S. Families with members on both sides of the border may find reunification more difficult, and those planning educational or professional exchanges may face delays or additional requirements. Despite this, Pakistan remains an important partner in regional and global contexts, and many hope that careful diplomacy and clear guidelines will allow ordinary citizens to continue pursuing opportunities abroad while maintaining safety standards. Iran. balancing security and opportunity. Iran's relationship with the United States has been shaped by decades of geopolitical tension, and proposed U.S. policies in 2025 may impose stricter visa checks or limit entry in certain categories. The focus is often on government activity, sanctions, and security concerns. But the consequences are felt most acutely by ordinary Iranians who hope to study, work, or visit the U.S. Delays, denials, and complicated paperwork have affected students, entrepreneurs, and families alike, creating barriers to education, trade, and cultural exchange. At the same time, many Iranians continue to dream of connecting with peers, attending universities, and sharing their culture abroad. This situation highlights the delicate balance between national security and human aspiration, showing how ordinary people can be caught between policy and possibility. Myanmar. Challenges of instability. Myanmar has faced political instability and human rights concerns since 2021, leading U.S. authorities to review visa policies more carefully. Travel restrictions or slower visa approvals are often linked to concerns about governance, safety, and documentation. Students, professionals, and families hoping to visit or study in the U.S. find themselves navigating longer processing times and stricter requirements. For businesses, particularly in tourism and trade, these changes have slowed international engagement. While policymakers cite national security and stability, ordinary citizens face tangible consequences: delayed education, disrupted family reunions, and fewer career opportunities. The situation illustrates how global events can directly shape the lives of those far from political headlines, emphasizing the need for clear communication and support for affected communities. Afghanistan. The human impact of conflict. Afghanistan remains a country of concern due to ongoing instability following the Taliban takeover. U.S. immigration policies continue to emphasize security, leading to limited visa issuance and stricter screening. Ordinary Afghans, students, workers, and families feel the consequences most acutely. Many who supported international programs, worked alongside foreign organizations, or sought educational opportunities face long waits or denied applications. While policy decisions are framed around protecting citizens and ensuring security, the human impact is significant. Young students miss educational opportunities, families are separated, and skilled professionals cannot pursue work abroad. Afghanistan's situation highlights the complex reality where national security and humanitarian considerations intersect, showing the deep human effects of geopolitical decisions. The ripple effect on students and families. Across these countries, the common thread is the impact on ordinary people: students waiting for admission, families hoping to reunite, and workers pursuing career opportunities. Delays, additional documentation requirements, or temporary restrictions can feel like insurmountable barriers. While these measures are framed around procedural compliance and security, the human stories behind them are often overlooked. Each student who cannot start classes, each family separated by borders, and each worker who faces uncertainty represents the real-world consequences of abstract policies. These ripple effects highlight the human dimension of immigration policy and the need to balance regulation with empathy. Businesses and international trade. Stricter visa policies also have consequences for businesses and trade. Companies relying on international talent may face staffing challenges, and cross-border projects could be delayed. Tourism, a key economic driver for many Asian countries, suffers when visa approvals are slowed or uncertain. Small businesses dependent on students or temporary workers are directly affected. Educational institutions may see lower international enrollment, impacting revenue and cultural exchange. Even in large economies, the human cost intersects with economic realities, emphasizing that visa policies affect far more than government relations. They shape livelihoods and communities. cultural exchange, and global understanding. Beyond economics, visas facilitate cultural exchange, study abroad, and people-to-people diplomacy. Stricter entry requirements slow the exchange of ideas, creativity, and collaboration between nations. Students miss opportunities to attend world-class universities, and communities lose the benefits of intercultural understanding. These policies, though intended to protect and regulate, inadvertently limit the soft power and mutual enrichment that come from international movement. The stories of students, young professionals, and artists reflect the personal cost of policy decisions, reminding us that the human element is as important as security considerations. The personal stories behind policies. While numbers and reports dominate headlines, each visa delay represents a real person navigating uncertainty. Students in Vietnam, Cambodia, Bhutan, Pakistan, Iran, Myanmar, and Afghanistan plan for years to study abroad, and families coordinate reunions across continents. Their ambitions are paused not because of personal failings, but because of the broader regulatory environment. This underscores the delicate human balance policymakers face, protecting national interests while ensuring fair access and opportunities for ordinary people who are not part of conflicts or political disputes. Hope amid restrictions. Even amid stricter policies, many individuals remain hopeful. Students adapt by applying to multiple programs, families seek legal guidance, and professionals look for alternative pathways. Governments work to clarify procedures and negotiate solutions. Human resilience continues to shine through as people pursue education, family connections, and work opportunities despite delays. These efforts highlight the universal desire for mobility and opportunity, reminding us that human ambition and determination persist even when policies shift. The role of diplomacy. While policy announcements often dominate headlines, diplomacy plays a critical role in mitigating the effects on ordinary citizens. Governments that communicate effectively and work with U.S. authorities can reduce delays and clarify procedures for their citizens. Negotiations, bilateral agreements, and transparent guidelines can help students, families, and workers navigate complex systems. Diplomacy, in this sense, becomes not just a tool for statecraft, but a lifeline for ordinary people hoping to connect with the world beyond their borders. Education as a bridge. For many affected countries, education is a key motivator for travel to the U.S. Students seek degrees, research opportunities, and cultural experiences that shape their futures. Visa restrictions, even temporary, disrupt these plans and have long-term implications for personal growth and national development. By focusing on education as a bridge, governments and institutions can find creative solutions to maintain access for students while complying with security requirements. In this way, education serves as both a personal goal and a diplomatic tool, connecting nations through knowledge and opportunity. The human perspective on security. While national security is often the justification for policy changes, it is important to remember that most travelers are ordinary people pursuing education, family, or work. Understanding this distinction is key to developing policies that are both effective and humane. Security measures can coexist with respect for human ambition, ensuring that ordinary citizens are not unfairly caught in political crossfires. Considering the human perspective fosters policies that are balanced, transparent, and considerate of the lives they affect. Looking toward the future, as these Asian countries navigate the evolving U.S. immigration landscape, the future remains uncertain but not without hope. Improvements in diplomatic communication, policy clarity, and procedural efficiency could restore access and confidence. Ordinary citizens continue to plan, prepare, and dream, often finding ways to adapt despite uncertainty. This resilience demonstrates the enduring human desire for connection, education, and opportunity, even in the face of challenges beyond individual control. Final thoughts: opportunity and responsibility. The stories of students, families, and workers from Vietnam, Cambodia, Bhutan, Pakistan, Iran, Myanmar, and Afghanistan remind us that immigration policies are not abstract. They are deeply personal. Each decision affects human lives, shaping careers, relationships, and dreams. While security and compliance remain important, it is equally vital to consider the human impact. Policies that balance protection with empathy create space for growth, learning, and connection across borders. At the heart of these stories is the universal pursuit of opportunity and the hope that governments can uphold safety without closing doors on ambition, education, and family ties. Conclusion: what can be done? Immigration policies, particularly those affecting visa issuance, travel, and residency, have ripple effects that extend far beyond headlines. Governments, institutions, and policymakers can work together to ensure that regulations are fair, transparent, and humane, reducing unnecessary hardship for ordinary people. Families separated by borders can receive guidance, students can maintain access to education, and professionals can pursue their work without disproportionate obstacles. By balancing security, diplomacy, and human needs, nations can ensure that policies protect citizens while supporting dreams and opportunity for those seeking to contribute positively to the global community. Understanding the human stories behind each visa or travel restriction reminds us that every number represents a life, a family, or a dream waiting to unfold.